Hey, everybody. It is Laura Key, the Realty Goddess. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Today, we are going to talk about all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies. Throw your hands up, or should I say keys? Today, we're going to chat about home ownership and single women versus home ownership and single men. But first, guys, I want to say thank you for tuning in to my channel. And if you find any of this information helpful, please make sure that you take a moment to support my channel by hitting that subscribe button and turning on the notifications. And then I would love to hear your comments below so that I can answer you. And if you have any questions, I can definitely answer your specific needs. Now, another thing I'm going to ask you to do is to please make sure that you share this channel out with your family and friends. Your support means everything to me, and I always want to bring valuable information to you. So now that we've got the housekeeping out of the way, housekeeping, back to Beyonce. All right, guys, the good news for single women is that they outpace single men in the terms of home ownership. Now, according to the National Association of Realtors, as of February 2023, single women were 17% of all homeowners, while only 9% of single men own a home. That's pretty substantial. The bad news is that single women don't get as good of a return on their real estate investments as single men do. And that's according to a report by the Journal of the American Finance Association. I will put a link to that report for you here, but I'm going to be very honest. It is a very long report, and it's really not the easiest to read. So I wanted to come on and share some of the highlights and put this in plain language for you. The report is long. You can read it, but go ahead and listen to the video so you can get the gist of it. You ready? 1, this was a thorough, objective analysis. They analyzed over 50 million homes in the United States between 1991 and 2017. And they focused on 9 million transactions, which they could specifically identify as homes being bought or sold by single females or single males. So they really got targeted with this. This was not just a general overview. 2, single men earn on average of 1.5% higher return per year. However, that's not only what they took into consideration, that most buyers are females purchase a home with a mortgage. Taking the leverage of a mortgage into account, males actually benefited from their homes by 7.9% over single women. Next, on average, single women pay 2% more than a single male when they buy their home. And then they sell it for 2% less than a male does when he sells his home. Simply put, men buy low and sell high, while single women buy high and sell low. Women were less likely to negotiate the price of a home when they were buying it, and they were typically the ones who took the lower offers from a buyer when they put it on the market, less than the male, of course. It's not that men choose better houses to buy. It's simply not that. They attributed 45% of the difference of the return to the moment when the purchase or sale occurs, which isn't related to the men choosing a better house or doing more profitable things and home improvements during the course of owning the home. Single ladies lose about $20,800 in wealth on a house. That is a lot of lipstick, ladies. It's a lot of lipstick. The study found that the average loss was about $1,600 in wealth accumulation per year. That is how they got the $20,800 fee. And that's over the 13 years that they studied. That's the average amount of time that people typically live in a home. And it used to be actually 7 years, but now it is about 13 years where people are staying put. So with that, this accounts for up to 30% gap in overall wealth accumulation between men and women during this time. Because real estate is typically the largest asset most people own, the difference in return creates a larger percentage gap in total wealth built over the lifetime. So, yeah, see, this is why you wanted the summary because it can get really technical and really deep. Long story short, men typically come out a little bit better in their real estate deals than women do. So, does this mean that single women shouldn't buy a house at all? I don't, I, I don't even know. That's not a question. Mm-mm. Nope, not a question. All of that sounds like buying a house is a losing proposition for single women. But that's not what this information is saying at all. In fact, they conclude by saying, finally, we emphasize this is how they concluded. Finally, we emphasize that women may derive greater utility from home ownership despite earning lower financial returns. So, simply put, they're not saying that it's not that single women don't financially benefit from owning a home. It just shows that they haven't as fared as well as men, and what they can achieve when they sell their home. But why does this even happen? Here's a couple of my takes on that. The study actually stopped short from digging into what facts might actually cause the difference between how and why men and women make different decisions. But two things were extremely clear causes. One, single women are not as aggressive when it comes to making offers and negotiating on a house. And two, they choose to list their house for less money than a single man would when he's selling. They also considered that it could be that single women either choose subpar real estate agents, woo, or that agents perhaps don't give the same advice or services to single female clients, but felt there was no evidence to support this. I don't know. Historically, women always kind of get the short end of the stick, but I digress. Basically, it wasn't possible for them to determine which further without further study that part. So, however, it's highly unlikely that most real estate agents would treat single women differently than any other client. And agents don't make decisions for clients. They act on their behalf and carry out their requests after giving them their best perspective and advice. And many clients opt to do things their agents don't recommend anyway. I'm going to be very honest about that, regardless of whether they're married, single, male, or female. That just is. You have to feel it in your bones. You have to feel your way on what feels good to you when you're listing and selling and buying. We can definitely give you advice, but in the end, you have to make the best educated decision possible. And it is up to us to give you all the pieces of that puzzle so that you can make the best decision. But how can we avoid this in the future? How can we avoid the discrepancy of the wealth coming back to you? While there's never any way to guarantee how much of a return you'll make on a house you buy, there are two things that this study will show you that you can do as a single woman to avoid making lower returns than men. Number one, negotiate harder when buying a home. Don't be afraid. Women are naturally nurturers. Sometimes we don't get looked at as business women. But when you are buying a home, it is a business decision, whether it's for your own home or whether it's for an investment. Negotiate harder when you buy a house. And number two, list your house for a little bit more than what you might be inclined to when you're first starting to decide to put it on the house. Now, an agent will help you decide what price range you can go for. So, this is what I don't want you to do. If your agent shows you that all the houses in the area are going for $500,000 and you do have a nice home and there's nothing that would make your house go lower, don't list it at 600,000. But definitely don't be afraid to list it at maybe 505. You understand what I'm saying? Just don't be afraid to list your home a little bit more than what you're inclined to do. I don't see anything wrong with that. Beyond that, while real estate agents aren't likely to treat you any different than a man or give you worse advice, you should absolutely hire an agent who understands this is an issue and will deliberately try to help you overcome and beat these statistical odds. Just remember, they can only give you their best advice and act upon your direction. They can't make the decisions for you. So choose your agent wisely, but also choose to follow their best advice. So, in summary, Single women outpace single men in terms of owning a home, but single men get better returns on their investment. It appears to happen at the point of purchase and at the point of sale. Single women tend to offer more when buying a house and accept a lower offer when selling. Avoid doing those two things, and you should be able to avoid losing out on the gains other single women are missing out on. If you are ready to purchase your first home, your second home, your third home, your fourth home, and you're ready to start now, I look forward to chatting with you. Schedule your free consultation with me today. A closed mouth never gets fed. I'm Lori Keith, the Realty Goddess, and I wish you nothing but love, light, and blessings. Why not go out on a limb? Isn't that what the fruit is? It is, and it's sweet. Bye, guys.